Monday. Welcome to a weekly vlog.
Happy Monday! Woo!
I'm just getting ready for training. We have a forked lactic session tonight, but I have a few little like chats that I want to help with you guys because oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is my fit for tonight's session. Guys, tonight we literally have such a cooked session. So we have Lactic Monday tonight and our session is a new session. We have a new training block. Also, this is so exciting. I literally just before I started vlogging, I just got my period. Still, every time it comes, I audibly gasp. Like I literally was like, cycle day 33. So a normal length is 28 to 35 days. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, session tonight. So our session tonight, it's been like a 35-degree day, but it's like super windy. So it's like definitely calming down. Today's session, 12th of Jan, broken 400. 390 seconds, 100, 250, 90 seconds, 100, 150, 90 seconds, 150. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was 300, 90 seconds, 150. I'm hoping my shins tolerate because they did get a little bit angry after yesterday's session. So Monday, I'm not in clinic on a Monday. I do my own like side hustle stuff. So I smashed out quite a lot of work I wanted to get done today. I had a few telehealth in the afternoon. So now I'm getting ready for training. This week I have a lot of fully booked out clinics, and if you saw my last vlog, which was the weekend just gone, I've been a little bit under the weather, so I'm just like really hoping that this week I can feel good for Friday because it's an important 4 hurdles, which you guys will see by Friday. But today the internet has kind of stressed me out. So I had like a little bit of beef on Instagram with some fucking guy. So yesterday I put up a bunch of stories and one of them was this post saying prepping for my diet next week for 2 days. If you know, you know. Any guesses why? And some people got it, which I then posted about having a colonoscopy to check on how Crohn's disease is going. Because I got a reply from this guy today. And I like should have just ignored it, but I just chose to respond today. I chose violence. And yeah, it was violent. So I put a whole bunch of posts up on my story, but he goes, wouldn't have to worry about Crohn's disease if you just ate real food. Listen/look up blah blah blah. Basically, you're gonna heal if you eat the carnivore diet. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm gonna reply. So I basically replied a very well-educated, calm reply. Like I tried not to get too aggressive on his ass. A little bit passive, but like mostly trying to be respectful. And man replied back. Man was rude and just like, anyway. So I kept replying, but I got to the point where I was like, this is not good for my stress levels. Uneducated, diabolical man does not need to take up any space on my Instagram or in my brain. So I blocked him, but I'm glad I did those posts because this stuff needs to be called out. And like the more we bring up like positive, healthy, not like toxic diet culture, misinformation, and like kind of debunk this stuff online, the better. I could keep ranting, but I'm going to conserve this energy for our session tonight because I do need to eat something before we go to training, and I don't want to eat too late because you heard the session. So I'm going to have my snack and get ready, and then I'll see you guys at training. I'm about to leave for training. This little muffy has been
Hey guys,
away.
Hello everyone. I've been having an excellent, fine and responsible day.
He's been acting like he's on crack when he's getting home.
No, I haven't.
I'm going to insert the fucking video. This is so devastating. It's because he's fucking on one. No, I don't want to be mad, dog. No.
In my chest.
You have to like bruise bones. On our way to Lactic. Reviving. Rock on. Split 400. Rep 1 about to go down. This is us before our session. This is Coach who made our really delicious session. What a bitch. Cook down. 1 sip to go. Uncooked. Be lactic. And things started getting mad, like period cramps mixed with lactic between the first and second split. See you on the set. Session done. Survived. Another lactic in the bank. That was fucked. So glad we're on the other side now. Alright, it is 8:15. I am showered and about to have my dinner. Alright, so dinner is this Slay falafel nourish bowl that I've been loving. So I've got heaps of salad. We've got pickles, beetroot, some sauerkraut, pickled cabbage situation, chickpeas, crunchy air fried falafels. I have some cottage cheese and tzatziki, and then mixed salad underneath. And then I've also got a pita pocket that I'm going to shove a whole heap of stuff into, which I air fried as well, so it's crisp as. And more falafel that I will shove into that. If you saw my last vlog, you would have seen this situation, which I've been loving. And as I said, I ate plenty of carbs throughout the day. Actually, before my shower, when I got home, I had some beef veggie noodle stir fry that Michael had made for his dinner and meal prep, so I ate some of that before I showered. I'm feeling pretty fine after tonight's session, which is good. Like, I didn't hit lactic bad, I was just like dead. I'm also quite relieved because if you saw my vlog over the weekend, I was like pretty run down, and I've surprisingly like been able to recover despite the fact that I've still been training, so I'm very happy about that. I also, potentially it's like my period because my body's like still doing a lot of healing, and that's maybe why I get sick before it potentially. But anyway, I thought I would talk a little bit more quickly about what didn't really talk about the carnivore comment before training, because I just didn't want to waste any more energy ranting about it. So obviously this guy basically says you wouldn't have to worry about Crohn's if you ate real food. Listen/look up this doctor talking about people who have cured Crohn's and other ailments on a carnivore diet. If you went carnivore for a month, you would be blown away by how you feel on all parameters. I bet you'd be breaking PBs in athletics too. Alright, so obviously it goes without saying this guy is pretty toxic and disordered in his thinking, and honestly very disrespectful to message that. Also, I would assume I have a little bit more education than him in this area, being a dietitian, having studied nutrition at a postgraduate level. Okay guys, where was I decided to come to my room to have a little like sit down chat before I eat my dinner. So I'll be quick because I want to go eat dinner and it's obviously getting late. So as I was saying, the first thing I replied was that Crohn's disease is an autoimmune condition and you can't cure most autoimmune conditions. They're diseases that you learn to live with and you manage. This misinformation that you can cure autoimmune conditions by a certain restrictive diet is so disordered and toxic. So I was like, I am calling this out. I said that for myself it was likely triggered when I had anorexia, so sometimes big stresses on the body are a trigger for an autoimmune condition. So whether it's like near starvation like anorexia or other stresses in life that can trigger things. So sometimes people who have the potential to have an autoimmune condition but it hasn't been activated or triggered do get that when they go through a stress, whether it's celiac disease, Crohn's disease, Graves' disease, whatever autoimmune it might be. Now, if there were cures for an autoimmune condition, they wouldn't be such an enigma. Like people would do it. Like if carnivore cured specific diseases or specific autoimmune diseases, people would do it. But that's just not the case. It's just not true. I also wanted to call out his comment on just eat real food. Like I'm not eating real food. Like shut fuck up. This whole like message that like you're like lesser than if you don't just eat animal meat or products, from this carnivore mindset of like eat real food, like you're unhealthy or whatever if you're eating foods that are grains or packaged foods. Although grain foods are arguably healthier than animal products, there's health benefits for both. I am not the food police. I'm never someone that says like this is better than that. A balanced approach is the best. As someone who has had anorexia, it is healthier to have a balanced diet where all foods are included, including processed foods. like a Tim Tam. I said, if Crohn's disease is an autoimmune condition which was likely triggered for myself when I had anorexia, it's not caused by eating fruits and vegetables and oats, rice, potatoes, packaged foods, grains, whatever you're labeling as not being real food. I'm a dietitian, so I have studied nutrition at a postgrad level, which does require an understanding of biochemistry, and a carnivore diet is not a cure for autoimmune conditions. I don't care what some wellness people believe. Yes, I'm calling this doctor with high credentials a wellness person because, girl, if you're promoting a carnivore diet and claiming it cures autoimmune conditions, you're a wellness person. You could get so much worse than wellness person. So anyway, personally for myself, a carnivore approach would be so unhealthy. No fiber, lack of carbs, which is important for performance in high intensity sports and athletes because fat requires much more oxygen to use as fuel, so it impairs high intensity performance, hence why elite athletes at a world-class level are not on low carb diets, i.e. I would not be running PBs compared to a well-fueled carb focused athlete. Impaired hormones, which for me are still healing post anorexia, so my period would disappear again after it's finally just come back. I know there's a lot of compelling misinformation out there on these magic diets where if you restrict certain foods or food groups it's going to heal your body, but sadly it's just not that simple. Humans are complex and these approaches are not healing, they're just restrictive, which honestly makes them so much more prevalent in populations with disordered eating or disordered food relationships. So then these people's disordered messages are pushed onto everyone else, and people without the ability to critically appraise the information, i.e. this little internet troll, believe it. I eat real food. This whole idea that people who only eat animal meat / fats and cut out grains as eating real food to try and send the message that people who don't follow this diet are eating fake foods or unhealthy or whatever is just disordered and honestly toxic. You can follow whatever diet you want, but as someone with a history of anorexia, who used to be super restrictive and has over the years expanded my diet to include all foods, regain health and slowly start to PB again and compete at a high level while still managing a lot of ongoing healing and health issues as a result of anorexia, someone messaging to encourage following restrictive unhealthy diets like a carnivore approach is not helpful or appreciated. I know you may have meant well by your message, but I just wanted to explain how it is from my point of view. I also highly encourage reading the book Sick Enough to understand a bit more on the medical and psychological complications of eating disorders. By the way, I just finished Sick Enough. It took me so long to read. Highly recommend it. Such a good book. And then he fucking replied being like, tell me a food or drug you're aware of that has cured Crohn's. So man knows there's no cure for Crohn's. Or he's trying to say like, you don't know one, I know one and it's carnivore. Like, babes, I feel like this guy did not ever learn to critically think. And then he puts in brackets, I don't care what some wellness people believe. Well, this person, Dr. Anthony Chaffee, is actually a medical doctor, former neurosurgeon. Okay, so he studied neurosurgery, so he's suddenly the expert on nutrition for Crohn's disease. AIing the rest because I CBF. Anyway, the point is he's more experienced and knowledgeable than you, respectfully. Okay, well, he's a neurosurgeon and probably been on this planet for double the time I have, so I think he would be, and that makes total sense. I replied calmly, as much as I could, as calmly as I could. I said, so the only diet approach that actually has some literature on some success in managing flares in people with Crohn's disease is exclusive enteral nutrition. I'll send a screenshot to explain what that approach involved. EEN is basically where you follow a only enteral diet, which is liquid diet, for a period of time to allow the gut to settle down from an active flare. I said, but it's an approach to manage a flare rather than a cure, as autoimmune conditions are typically diseases that people live with and manage rather than cure. If it was as simple as a certain diet where you cut out a bunch of foods, people would do that rather than get gut resections. Respectfully, you can be a medical doctor and have disordered food beliefs. You can have an eating disorder and be a medical doctor. As a dietitian, I often see clients referred by doctors who have given inaccurate dietary advice as their specialty is not nutrition. I don't doubt the person you are referring to is an intelligent man with a lot more experience and knowledge than myself in neurosurgery, given I am not a neurosurgeon. Doctors have so much medical training that they can't do an entire postgrad degree worth of nutrition in it. It does sound like the person you refer to has done some extra training specific to nutrition and a carnivore diet. I'm not sure what study and training he has done on Crohn's disease, but I honestly was just letting you know why your message telling me to eat real foods to cure my Crohn's disease was not appreciated, unhelpful. I genuinely don't have time to reply to all the DMs I get, so given that our beliefs don't align, I feel like this is not a loss for either of us if I block your account. And then I blocked him after I sent a bunch of screenshots on what exclusive enteral nutrition was, that there is no cure for Crohn's disease, that there is no evidence the carnivore diet can cure it. Later on, guys, my day with Instagram was so much trolling, but whatever. I think I've gained 1,000 followers in the last 2 weeks, so fuck the haters. Someone comments And it, like, someone else, because I put it on my story, was like, dude, it's probably the guy that you blocked, like making a bot account. It has 0 followers. Anyway, this guy said, females can't resist making themselves town dumpsters at every single opportunity. Laughing face emoji. They are so predictably pathetic. On this reel about my training over hurdles and hitting like a new stride pattern. I don't know what town dumpster means. I assume it's something to do with the fact that I'm wearing briefs. I don't know if this guy's involved in sport or knows that like that's what uniforms are, and it's also like wear what you want and what you feel good in. Anyway, so I was just like not having it today. I replied saying, race me at 400-meter hurdles. You can even do the women's height rather than the men's. I was gonna say because you probably need it, but I was like, let's rein that in. You can wear whatever outfit you want. I can wear whatever cute outfit I want. Or alternatively, sit behind your screen and comment mean things about girls and what they wear, doing things you probably can't even do. Peace, love. What the fuck is with people today? Anyway, rant. Let's go back to my rant on the Crohn's disease stuff. Okay, so this absolute, I was gonna say baddie, but he's not a baddie. Baddie is a compliment. This whole idea that like eat a restrictive diet, cut out foods, be carnivore, like basically have an eating disorder to kill yourself. It's just like, I feel like I summed up what I felt when I replied. This whole like disordered, toxic like wellness culture. And there are people with toxic beliefs that have, you know, high levels of study, and they are doctors, and maybe they do have this like platform and these credentials. Doesn't mean that they are right. You can still be wrong and qualified, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm getting too like caught up in the fact that like, anyway, the whole like you're gonna PB again if you eat carnivore, like babes, no I wouldn't. Like all the studies on athletes following low carb diets show that they become fat adapted. So basically the body becomes more adapted to breaking down fat as a fuel rather than carbs. Makes sense because they're restricting carbs. Upregulating fat oxidation did not in any study improve performance. It actually reduced performance because athletes doing high intensity sports need carbs to fuel performance. Like even at a marathon level, that is high intensity. Like it demands carbs. As I said in my reply, it uses more oxygen to break down fat as fuel. So it's not an efficient fuel source. So being carnivore is a low carb diet, no carb diet. Carbs are also so important, not just for energy for athletes, but for hormonal health. Like I would not be getting a period if I cut out carbs like I didn't when I had anorexia. i.e. for me, a carnivore diet would be like borderline having anorexia. Obviously, neither of those are healthy. Messes with hormone health, messes with energy, messes with mood. Literally, there's nothing healthy about it, in my opinion. Maybe for some people it works, but it is not a cure for an autoimmune condition. So I put all these screenshots on my story, and I had someone reply, like lots of replies of people being like, this guy's fucked. Some people being like, actually, like carnivore diets are like good for this or that. Yeah, carnivore diets or ketogenic diets have shown to have improvements in people with severe epilepsy. Not healthy for most people, not healthy for someone who has had disordered eating and eating disorder. I want to run PBs and I don't want to like not, so why would I do that? Anyway, as you can tell, it infuriated me. Also, gut health, guys. Fiber is so important for the health of your gut microbiome, which has widespread health impacts. So having no fiber, because carnivore is literally just animal meat and animal fats. Like there is no fiber there. Also, it is like so high in saturated fat, which is not the healthy kind of fat that we want. We can get some healthy fat. Guys, it's almost 9. I need to go and eat my dinner. Like also, I wouldn't try 6 months or 6 weeks, whatever he said, of eating carnivore because A, I care about my health, B, I care about my energy, C, I care about my sport and performance. I'm not going to just chuck away half a year of training so I can prove to this guy how bad and unhealthy it will make me. Like, all right, I need to eat. Like literally none of this is allowed on carnivore. All that fiber, all those veggies, not carnivore. Look how much longer it was. This is the amount we've eaten tonight. Specifically, I have had a lot. Get them carbies. Yum. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, guys. I am so incredibly tired. Why is it always on the mornings that you can't sleep in that you're in the best sleep? Always. As I mentioned yesterday, my clinic, oh, I put a little bit too much milk in this. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday is so packed. My clinics have been getting fully booked. So I have like 9 to 10 clients each day. So it's like big days. And then obviously training after that. So it's a big middle of the week. But I'm just so grateful that my body decided to like kind of recover pretty well from training last night. Like, as I said, I had a great sleep. I got a great sleep score on my ultra human. It just was not long enough because by the time I fell asleep, it was pretty late. So like I could have slept for like 3 more hours and I would have felt amazing if I was able to do that. But I'm just glad I had a good sleep. Like my sleep score was so good. My recovery markers were good, which doesn't normally happen after a lactic session. I did have some lactic fever dreams. Not that I was at lactic last night. Like I didn't hit lactic in our session, but I just hit like fatigue and dead. Anyway, I have a long day, so I'm gonna prepare for my clients ahead, eat my brekkie, have my overnight oats, and I'll chat to you guys when I next feel the need to. Also, my Instagram, like I've been posting a lot. She's been popping off. So I hit 40k the other week and now I'm at 41.1k. Low-key, we're gonna hit one of my 2026 goals like very soon. Putting it out there. Just having a quick little snack between clients, and I have Macromite Golden Gay Time protein ball. These have grown on me so much. I've been like really vibing. So I'm just also taking a little shot for a reel and making for Instagram for my Macromite content for the month. Yum. Got my go-to lunch lately. Scrum. It has been a long day. It is 5:20. Finished my last client. I had a home visit after my clinic, which was just near my clinic. I just came straight to the gym in the same suburb as my last client because it's a good gym and a big gym. Girlie is tired, but I feel kind of good. Like, as I've spoken about in lots of vlogs recently, I like have the most up and down feelings of energy and wellness, like as in feeling sick and not sick. I'm really tired though, so I'm worried I'm gonna like crash tomorrow and have a big day. So I've just been trying to eat a lot. I've been like not hungry today. I don't know, appetite's weird around my period. Like last week I was so hungry, which makes sense because then my period came. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to like eat enough so I can like still have energy later and tomorrow and recover well. I grabbed this from the Woolies next to my work. This flavor is so good. I hadn't tried it till now and it has like bits of passion fruit in it. I often modify my gym sessions because I'm just so cooked in between track days. So I'll see how I feel today. Quality over quantity. I really want to run a good time this Friday because this is the last 4 hurdles where I can qualify for Perth Track Classic, and I would love to qualify, and I know physically I can if I run a good race, but obviously like so much can happen on race day. It's not always that you're going to run what you could run. So I'm just like really trying to do all the things right this week, like sleep well, eat well. Pretty much I think I'll have to run a 60 flat or better to get into Track Classic, like 60.1 maybe or better. So I just really want to sub 60 this Friday, which I know I can do. Like I know physically I can do it. It's just like having it come together in the race. So I'm like, I'm nervous, but I'm trying to focus on like excitement and belief in myself. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, I'm running a PB this Friday, I'm sub 16 this Friday. Like I'm so pumped, but like fuck me, on Friday I'm gonna be so nervous. Holy crap. Like even now I'm like, oh, I feel a bit sick eating this, but I swear this dinner plate looks way better IRL. Maybe I need to add some flash to it. So it's 7:30, so it's kind of a nice early dinner for a weeknight. I finished my gym and drove straight home. Michael's still on his way home, but I'll show you what I've put together. Yuck, the flash makes it so much worse. I've got some of the focaccia bread that Michael brought home the other day, yesterday, toasted. I've got some cottage cheese dukkha on this one. We've got 2 boiled eggs, which look how good that like soft boil is. Love it. Avocado, salt, pepper, dukkha. My veggies, I literally just have chopped up veggie sticks. Like so simple and basic. I high-key love doing like a basic dinner, like bagels or toast, eggs, avocado for dinner. Like 1 or 2 nights a week. Good for like getting home on a weeknight and like just, you know, balanced plate. We've got our protein, we've got fiber, we've got some carbs, we've got some fats. And I probably will have more of this bread. I literally ate more than this like just after dinner for a snack last night. I've had like surprisingly good energy levels today. So it's been like a busy day. If anyone wants to know, because I love the like this like level of soft boil. I boiled a kettle. So we're starting with boiling water. Take my eggs out of the fridge, put them in, heat up the pan, pour boiling hot water in so they're like instantly boiling, start my timer and do like 8 minutes exactly. Michael hates it because like occasionally an egg cracks. I just hope for the best and I just pour the hot water over slowly and it usually doesn't crack. Like, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, because they're not track nights, I'm home a bit earlier. And then obviously Monday, Wednesday, get home around like just after 8 from track. Friday nights, depending on the time of comp, I might be home at 10 some nights after comp, but it is always a late dinner and a late night. But I love it, I love competing. But I also feel like absolute death the next day. Muffy's join me. We have a candlelit dinner because the lighting's a bit dark around here. Guys, anyone that's been here since me and Michael started dating and knows his like milk boy, like when we started dating, he was drinking like a 2-litre milk. Was it 2 litres or more? Every day. He has recently started drinking like raw milk. Is this raw?
This one isn't raw.
So
but this one's got like the cream on it.
Yeah, you can't actually get raw milk at most places, hey?
Nah, most IGAs and like Farmer Jack sort of stuff.
He fully was getting bath milk that says on the label, like not for human consumption. That's like unpasteurized, unhomogenized.
Yeah, but I'm not a human. I'm a dog.
It literally isn't even for animal consumption. I'm pretty sure it said not for animal consumption, it was for bathing. Well, they market it as that, but obviously they know people drink it. Cheers,
guys. This is Farmhouse Gold Pools Plus. Cream on top, non-homogenized milk. That's some good shit.
Getting more bread as promised, guys. Yum.
Guys, I am so serious about this. Drop a comment if you think Imogen should eat some of the cream off the non-homogenized milk, because it's so good. It is so good, and she's missing out big time. She is missing out.
Okay, for a snack, I'm having some of this banana bread that Michael brought home from Bunbury yesterday. The rest of the milk, the old milk, since Michael has entered his raw milk era. This is good. It just tastes like cafe banana bread.
See, the Bunbury Farmers Market was good after all.
Good focaccia, good banana bread, raw milk. I am vlogging way too much, guys. I'm gonna have so much to edit. It's not even funny. I'm trying to get into the habit of getting off my phone like an hour before bed and read a little bit before bed. So I'm in the same routine and like it's just, you know, obviously good habits, but also like a good routine for falling asleep well. So I'm gonna read for a little bit and then go to sleep, and I will see you on hump day.
It takes time. One more flight, one more sunset and dawn. Yes, it takes time. And we dance to the downfall. Happy highs, happy running low. Yes, we dance to the downfall. Juggle, we juggle. Lose your disguise, jump on board. Out with the lights, no more insecure. No need to be different just because. No need to pretend that nothing's lost. One more night, one more day, juggle. It takes time. One more flight, one more sunset and dawn. Yes, it takes time. And we dance to the downfall. Happy highs, happy running low. Yes, we dance to the downfall. Juggle, we juggle. And we dance to the downfall. Happy highs, happy running low. Yes, we dance to the downfall.
Okay, I've just been taking my pre-race fit check. Guys, I'm just gonna chat to you guys after racing. I'm just too nervous to chat. I'll tell you about my day and we'll recap the race after, but I'm ready to go and run a big PB. I'm ready to sub 60. I just need to focus on running. I have faith. My body knows how to do this. I'll chat to you guys after. Let's get it. I'm finally heading home. I've been at the track for a few hours and stayed to watch some races and just hang out with peeps after racing. Guys, it wasn't my day today. Where can I balance you? Oh, I'm disappointed. I know I'm in better shape than when I ran, and just, it wasn't my day. Like, I just didn't run a good race. I ran 61.6 and I was hoping to sub a minute, and I know I can. Like, hurdles is just like, I don't know, like, it's just, if you know, you know, like, if you do a little bit of a mess up, it can really mess you up. So like, you can lose 1 to 2 seconds so easily if you haven't nailed a certain part of the race. And I was so nervous. Like, I was excited, but I was so nervous. I had so much pressure on myself all week because I really wanted to run a time that I know I'm capable of in time to qualify for Perth Track Classic, because there's quite a few good times this season from 4 hurdlers, and I was like, I know if I run under 60.3, I'll probably get into Perth Track Classic, which Track Classics, if you guys are like Aussie athletes, they're basically like pretty big events, and there's like Perth Track Classic, Sydney Track Classic, which isn't on this season, Hobart Track Classic, I think. So different states have a track classic, and they're not in every state, but you can get in if you're in the top 8 in the country, and you either get invited or you can apply. So to be selected and picked to run, you need to be like top 8 because there's 8 lanes. Sometimes they run all 9 lanes. Anyway, so I was like, I know that I'm physically capable of running a time to get into it. So I had so much pressure on myself because I was like, this is the last week I can qualify. And all week I was like, I'm running under a minute this week. And I know I can, and I believe I can. Like, I'm running the times at training and in my flat 4, and I've improved my hurdling and I alternate legs. But I was just so nervous, and I just don't think I ran it hard enough. And usually I know exactly what happened after I finished a race, but I was like, I don't know what I did. Like, I just wasn't all there. Like, I was just so nervous. So I'm disappointed, but I'm also like, life goes on, you know, like I know I'll just get it later in the season. It just wasn't in time. I'll still apply for Track Classic, but I don't know if I'll be picked. Like, I literally finished no lactic. I was puffed, and then straight away I was like, I'm fine. Like, I could have gone so much harder, but I did 16 strides to hurdle 6. and it was pretty windy, but I was out in lane 6 and there was no one around me that was quick, so I just don't think I went out hard enough, because usually my first 5 flights are my quickest. Like I go through the 200 in like a 26, and then like I got around to hurdle 6, 16 strides, and then when I came off hurdle 6 I got so in my head, I was like, I'm so scared, I don't know if I can hit 16s again, because I hadn't done it at training yet. And I think I definitely could have, but I added a stride to get to my other leg, did an 18 stride, then went back to 17s. And I like had so much in the tank coming home that I was trying to chase, but like, it's just hard once you've lost that rhythm in a 4, like it costs you a second or so. And like, obviously massive, but like, anyway. So I just like got really in my head. So I had a good chat with my coach and we were both like, we know what's there. Like I literally am fresh. I finished way too recovered, which is a good thing, but I was also just like, what the fuck happens? Like I thought by default doing 16 strides for longer would get me a better time. It felt better than the last race I did. Like it felt messy, but it didn't feel as messy in the last 2 flights. There's a lot to fix. It was just a bad race. I was just so nervous. Yeah, I had a good chat to my coach and she was like, we need to just not like get so nervous that it like eats you up. And then we're also gonna be doing 3 sets of start to hurdle 8 for my hurdle session for the next few weeks to get confident over 7 and 8 under fatigue. Yeah, like literally I'm running so much better than the last hurdles I did a month ago at both my hurdles and at training, and this was slower. So I'm like, I know it was just a bad race. I'm actually like handling it pretty okay. I thought I'd be like so sad, but yeah, just disappointing. Anyway, so I literally didn't talk to you guys today because I was so nervous. Like I was just like, literally, I can't explain. I just had so much pressure on myself and I was so convinced. I got up and I like wrote a journal entry. I was like, I'm running under a minute today. I have faith, I believe. And then I didn't do it. And that's okay, because I'm gonna do it. I tried to really manifest, but I believed it as well. I have the faith in myself, but it's like just putting it all together. So it'll get there. It'll be really special when it does, but it wasn't today. I also had to start my low fiber diet today I have my colonoscopy, gastroscopy on Monday, which means I have to do a low fiber diet for the next few days and then fast Sunday and Monday and do the strong ass laxatives, which is like the most awful, uncomfortable, painful feeling, because I'm getting just like a checkup on if there's any flares with my Crohn's disease. Anyway, and I think, so I've been having low fiber things, but it's literally like still a lot of fiber. I've like counted all of it, and damn, I know I hit like 60-70 grams of fiber some days normally, and me trying to be low fiber, like, look, it is still low, but it's like, it's okay, because my gastroenterologist said on Friday I can do moderate low fiber, because she was like, because you're an athlete, you have quite fast digestion and we can be a bit more lax. So tomorrow will be definitely full low fiber, but like me years ago would have struggled so much to do this because of like being disordered and feeling like really restrictive and wanting to fill up on low fiber foods. And I've literally like not had a vegetable today, just been having like bread, bagel, like English muffin, Biscoff, like just like, anyway, so I'm totally fine with that. And it's like, I know for a few days not having veggies is not gonna do anything. It's obviously like long-term what matters. And yeah, so low fiber for me for the rest of the weekend / fasting FML. And yeah, I'm really rambling, so I'm gonna go home. My low fiber dinner is white rice, salmon, crispy skin of course. I have a half of a well cooked and peeled carrot, and then some soy sauce and light mayo. Very basic, minimal fiber. Guys, sorry, I'm back. I had to tell you, this is actually so elite. The crispy skin salmon, it's like crispy and so good, and the flavors are just hitting so hard. My setup right now, I've got my, gonna do a recovery boot sesh, watch some One Tree Hill, and eat my low fiber dinner. Michael is at the gym right now because he usually trains on a Friday arvo, but he went after my race today because my race was a little bit earlier than normal, and he was filming for me because I was so ready for sub 60, and unfortunately it didn't happen. But anyway, good morning, happy Saturday. So because it is the second day of this low fiber diet, my gastroenterologist did say the first day yesterday could be low to moderate fiber, which I'm glad because it ended up being not low enough when I added up all the grams of fiber. Anyway, but today is another low fiber day, proper low fiber day. So Michael and I decided to go out for brekkie and to go get a cine scroll from a cafe because I can only eat low fiber, so may as well enjoy it. So we're gonna go get a cine scroll and coffee for brekkie this morning. And then I am doing a lactic session, so I've got a new little fit check on, which I think I'm gonna wear for a race because this is such a cute little fit. But because I have my endoscopy, colonoscopy on Monday, I have to fast tomorrow and Monday and do like the strong laxative bowel prep protocol, which I'll tell you guys about later. It is awful. If you've ever done it, you know. Oh, just not a fun experience. Anyway, so I obviously can't train and fast for 2 days. So I'm doing our Monday lactic workout today. Not ideal after racing yesterday. Like my body, we'll see how it goes. Obviously I didn't run hard yesterday because obviously we know that. So like I didn't hit lactic or anything. So that point of view is fine, but it's still a lot of loading, like obviously hurdling. So like my shins might be a little bit gnarly. So that's the plan. I do have a meeting at LSKD later today, which is exciting. Just at the Perth store. Anyway, this is my fit. So I actually got a new LSKD order, which I'll show you guys. This is the Twist Performance Tank and it has an inbuilt bra and the back is super cute. Obviously so cute for training, but also like you could just wear it as like an everyday fit. But this, like, so it looks like a cute little one piece. I think either next week or the week after. The only thing is these briefs are an extra small and I definitely prefer to race in a small. So I might need to buy a new pair of black briefs. I've like literally, all my briefs are extra small and I've slowly during sales been buying more of the same colors upper size. I also got a few other things which I'll show you guys. So I got these shorts, which is the Accelerate 3-inch high rise. Such a cute color. I feel like it's a bit exposed, but that's the yellow. I think I do want to eventually get like a matching sports bra because we love a matching set, and this color is so cute. I also got this top. How cute is this? This is the Clubhouse unisex rugby polo and I just vibed with it, so we got her. I feel like this is cute for like a not so much like kind of more like winter but like not a super cold day, or like just like a chuck over the top when it's like you need like a long sleeve weather and it's like chill cute vibes, but you can also like make it look cuter. So that's my little LSKD little haul. So my discount code is Imogen-LSKD. I also get a commission whenever you use that code, so thank you so much if you do. It's really appreciated. Treat yourself and it treats me too. Okay, the other thing I got is it's a necessity. The one thing I always spend money on, even if I don't really have any, is anything for athletics. So when my car got smashed into not too long ago, one of my Tesla spikes was stolen, and that's my training pair of spikes. So I've been using my race pair for training as well. I got a new pair of spikes. I really hope they fit. These spikes are the same that Gabby Thomas won the 200 at the Olympics in. They are middle distance spikes, but she won the 200 in them, so this is kind of perfect because obviously you can run fast in a sprint in them, but I prefer like the build of a middle distance spike because they're like more supportive. Like look at that, like you can see that it's like more supportive than like some of the sprint spikes. Like it's just got a bit more cushion, a bit more like love. Oh, they're a little like, what's the word, snug, but they fit. Like they're a little snug, but I think they're like stretch enough. And if, I don't know, I feel like that's a vibe. Look at that. Anyway, so let's try these in today's session. If I love them, they'll be my new sprint comp spike. But if they do feel like a little bit too snug, I might make them my training pair.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me for a pass.
Not gonna lie, I feel like I might throw up today. That fucking scroll, oh my god.
For a pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'm a drink at this page. Yeah.
look up and I see that my camera's fucking blown off and I'm like, please don't break. So my body is a little stiff. Like I feel fine, but my shins are a little angry after last night. We'll see how today goes. I have 2 300s with 45 seconds rest and then 3 200s. Shins are a bit angry. I also feel extremely sick because our breakfast was extremely sickly. I guess it's just a YOLO moment. Dude, having a breakfast like today is just another example of like life after recovery. Could never do something like that. Even like a year ago I was stressed out. Maybe not a year ago, a bit more, but like I still reflect so much on like how far I've come from when I had anorexia and struggling for years with an eating disorder, like a giant city stroll, and feeling sick after and just being like, yeah, like it's actually not going to make me spiral. I think I'm going to have to modify this session because the shins, it's just hard backing up. I don't normally do like a lactic session the day after comp, but obviously because of my medical stuff, I had to play around this week. And this is my 4th track session of the week. It's been a big week. And technically 5th because I did Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the track.
Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be 2 of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be 2 of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain.
Last row of flush my joints. My shins and ankles are so inflamed now. I love the new spikes, but shins no good. Oh. My ankles and shins are throbbing. I am cooked. It's midday now, 12:30. So, dude, plan was to come home, have some lunch, go to the recovery lab, then go to Perth LSKD store to meet with the head coach just to talk about like some collabs to do together this coming next few months. I feel so sick. That cine scroll plus the lactic like has absolutely destroyed me. I have come such a long way and it's so nice, like even just with like racing and like hating myself for not running a good time, or like being so preoccupied and obsessive with restricting and food and stuff like that, and like just like motivation for recovery, guys. I'm gonna do a little podcast soon. Sorry about the podcast being so irregular. I just genuinely like don't have the time, and because I've kept getting sick so frequently, like I get to the weekend, I want to do all this stuff and I'm like so run down, I just have to like rest and recover. Anyway, just stay tuned. I'm going to try and do at least a monthly episode minimum, but there's some episode I want to do an app on like how my life is different after eating disorder recovery, and it's just like all the little in-between things, like off the top of my head, things like can go out and have a fucking cinnamon scroll for brekkie and it's not eating me up, it's not like I don't need to compensate, it doesn't take up all the space in my brain, it doesn't like result in me like stressing about my body or stressing about this or that. Like things like that. Like, you're present in life and you get to live your life without all of that weight and stress. Like, literally just being present. Like, I literally can be present at training and I'm not feeling like I just want to go home or I just want to get it done. Like, I can enjoy it and I feel good, and I'm not feeling empty and starving. Another one is just like, I eat a really good carb pre-training snack all the time. Could not train well without that, and it brings me joy rather than stress or guilt or shame. And I would never go to training depleted like I used to. And I go to training after eating a feed and I don't even think about the food. Like, your brain does not obsess over food all the time when it is fueled and not malnourished. Another thing is, like, yesterday in my warm-up, I was feeling really depleted because I was so nervous. My bowels had completely emptied throughout the whole day. Like, I literally weighed myself at the start of the day pre-race, and I had eaten carbs all day long and I weighed the exact same. So I essentially lost weight because I'd also eaten throughout the day just because of how nervous I was. In my warm-up, I felt a bit empty, so I ate like this fucking K-Time Twist muesli bar. Didn't think anything of it. In the past, I'd like obsess over, like, I remember when I was really disordered, I'd pack like emergency pre-race snacks just to like fill me up that were like no calories, no nothing, and I would go to a race empty. Like, I just wouldn't ever do that anymore. So many things. So like, I'll do a full episode, but like, life is so much better when you have respect for your body and you just want to be healthy. Like, you go to training fueled and you fuel after, and your body is capable. I know it is so much easier said than done, which is why it took me so many years to be healthy again. But I look back and I'm like, I wish I did it sooner. So you're never ever going to regret recovery. Like, I genuinely don't think anyone has ever regretted recovering from an eating disorder. And like, if you did regret it, obviously you would just relapse, which obviously you don't want to do. But like, you're never going to know what recovery is until you give it a go. So like, something I've read recently is like, if you are really struggling with recovery, just give yourself a time and say, I'm just going to try recovery for the next 4 months. Commit to 4 months of recovery and literally tell yourself you're allowed to relapse after. And the goal is, obviously, by that 4 months, you want to recover and you are starting to be well nourished and starting to actually have positive thoughts and starting to have strength over your eating disorder. But just to get you started when you are in the depths of an eating disorder, just tell yourself you're just going to do 4 months of recovery. And that's all you have to commit to. And you need to give yourself enough time. If you say 2 weeks, it's not going to do anything. A month, 2 months, 3 months, just give yourself like a try to recover time frame. And the goal is you're going to keep recovering, but at least to get started, if you're really, really like years of struggling, just, it's like at training sometimes, I tell myself before a hard session, and I never actually do this unless my shins blow up, but like on Monday, for example, when we had the broken 4, the broken 3, the broken 3, I literally said to myself, no, broken 4, broken 350, broken 3. I said to myself, just get through the first 2 reps, as in the broken 400, the broken 300, and then you can like stop. I got through the 2 reps and my shin was fine, so I was like, well, I'm not going to stop. I was dead, but I kept going. But just to get myself through those 2 sets and push myself like to hurt, I just told myself, that's all you have. Like, you get to finish after that. And I often play those mind games. Like, if I'm running a flat out 300, I tell myself, pretend it's a 200 and then you keep going. It's like mind games like that with recovery. So you can pretend, like, it's all different mind games. Like, thinking of it in different ways, like, okay, you're in the Hunger Games, eating is, you need to eat, because if you go into the Hunger Games malnourished, you're gonna die, you're gonna have no strength to fight, you're gonna be killed. But if you pretend to be a career, you're training for the Hunger Games, like, this is a life or death situation. And it kind of is, because even if you don't die, you're not really living if you're living your life with an eating disorder. Whatever mind games it is, try all the different ones, but use them to recover. Something I often say, and you've probably heard this, is when you are 80 years old and you look back at your life, how do you want it to have looked? Like, are you going to look back and be like, in my 20s or in my teens or in my 30s, I was really skinny, but all I remember is being obsessed with food, obsessed with my body, constantly thinking about restriction, constantly like disordered, but I was skinny. Like, you're not going to think that. You're going to think about your life, you know, like who you were, the life you lived, and you're not going to look back and be like, oh, my life is a little bit shit because I had an eating disorder, but like, I was skinny. Like, and I know when you have an eating disorder, deep down your values are not what the eating disorder values. Like, the eating disorder values are like the control and being rigid and being skinny and being the smallest version of yourself and being as underweight as possible. And it's hard because like we live in this world where people glorify being as skinny as possible. So sometimes like you do have this merge of like, well, you do kind of value things that eating disorder values, but deep down at your core, your true healthy self values, they are about all the things about your soul. Like, for example, valuing respect for your body, valuing self-compassion, valuing having fun and being healthy and having a balanced life. So really trying to connect with those values and disconnect with the eating disorder values and kind of like just do the opposite. Like even sometimes I'm like, if I feel a bit stressed to have like a food, then that's a good sign that you probably should have that food, because you shouldn't have stress over a food. That is the eating disorder having control. So you need to take the eating disorder's control away. Anyway, I'm going on a full rant. Obviously, I feel like most of you guys know that watch me that I'm a dietitian. So I've been seeing more eating disorder clients, and it's so like wonderful to see people really trying to engage in recovery and like just using support, because most people with eating disorder are very smart. Like you're very cluey, you're very switched on, you're very perfectionist, you want control, and you know that you need more calories, but it's actually doing it that's hard. So working with someone, and I did this when I was struggling, having a dietitian who you trust, that gives you support and gives you advice on like, this is how much we need to eat. Like we set goals together, you actually want to do it because you believe someone else telling you, because you know what to do, but like you don't trust it for yourself. Like for example, when I was like under fueling and my dietitian was like, you need to be eating like 2,600 calories minimum. I deep down knew that, but I was like, nah. But when she said it, I was like, yeah, true. And it was just like that incentive, like someone else telling you to do something who you trust makes it so much easier to do than on your own. Anyway, I'm full rambling, but my point is, if you need support, and even if you feel like you don't need support, support is amazing. And like life is too short to not look after yourself and give yourself all the things that you deserve. And something that it really helps if you don't feel like you deserve or need help is, what would you do if someone else was in your shoes and feeling the feelings that you're feeling, thinking the thoughts that you're thinking, doing the behaviors that you're doing, if you're in a place of disorderedness with food, with exercise, whatever it is. If someone else that you love was doing what you were doing, would you think that they deserve help? If it is a yes, you do too. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling and try and just like decompress and recover.
I'm introducing Michael to Kath and Tim for the first time. It is Sunday. I have not vlogged today because I am on bowel prep for my gastroscopy and colonoscopy tomorrow. I woke up today feeling pretty flat and quite sore with my shins, so I've had a really restful recovery morning. Like I went to the recovery lab and did Compex, and then I got a massage, and now I'm just literally laying low. I feel very flat physically and mentally. Bowel prep means fasting, so I have to fast today and tomorrow, and like it sucks. Obviously I'm just feeling really weak and hungry, and it's only 3 p.m. and my procedure is in 24 hours. So I also had to take, like, if you know, there's some strong laxatives which have not kicked in yet, and I'm kind of just like waiting for that to happen. Not keen, obviously. I've got like heaps of tasks for myself to do today, so I'm trying to just like all like sedentary stuff, like smash out through a bunch of work things and editing and things like that, so that it distracts me, makes it go a little bit faster. I am allowed clear fluid, so I've got some Powerades. I did get some full sugar ones because, geez, last time I did bowel prep, I literally had 0 calories on my fasting day. Felt so horrible, so I'm trying to like drink some sugar to not fully die. And this is why I am not training today or tomorrow. Sorry to end this vlog in a bit of a down mood. I hope you guys did enjoy this weekly vlog. It would really mean a lot if you could subscribe and like, follow my Instagram. Stay tuned for the next vlog. I think that's all I had to say. I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye until then.